shortly about the office development, especially in the Belgrade. Can you compare with the region and tell us something about the new action on the Belgrade market for the new office development project?
Well, if we are talking about Serbian real estate market, I would first love to compare it with the region. Since this is the regional conference, I would say there are always pros and cons. If you are entering the Serbian market, the biggest con was actually the local developer who were one step ahead and unregulated, as Mr. Samanin just mentioned, the whole market in the field of investing in properties and real estate. Right now we see the daily progress in that area, and I would just like to stress that comparing to, for example, Bulgarian or Croatian market, or to even Romania, without any potential and meaning to undermine those interesting markets, Serbia is still not a balloon market, and we have a lack in every single segment. Mr. Psenica mentioned the offices, and I would just like to mention that in, for example, 2 million inhabitant city Belgrade, we have only 600,000 square meters of the office Class A projects, and we are still facing the vacancy rate of almost zero in Class A buildings. I would also underline the fact that there are a couple of successful stories. In a conference like this, it's important to mention the concrete projects and concrete names. I'm very unhappy that we're supposed to have here with us a GTC representative, for example, Global Trade Center. Now the American company used to be the part of the Carden Group. They are about to develop the fourth building in Belgrade. Total square meter size is roughly 80,000, same as Airport City, for example, Israeli company as well. And they have vacancy rate of zero. So very important thing is that we are seeing the rising of the rents in Belgrade. There are some potential and some space for the office development in this moment, which you cannot say for any of the cities in the region, I would say Central or Southern Eastern Europe. It's also the lack of industrial, which is important to mention in this moment. And of course, one may say why there is a lack of industrial, because a big player like Kofor, like others are like Spar are not present on the Serbian market. But we are seeing that they are doing the research. We are expecting Lidl, for example, to open and to start in 2015 with 10 shops all around Serbia. We see the interest from Bauhaus, and my colleagues will talk a little bit later about it. And what we see is important thing is that legal framework is in place, political stability is in place, and what we are expecting now is more cranes and more action on our real estate market. We can also talk about residential. There is potential in residential development. We will for sure touch the subject of the retail development, but in this moment, the most important, or let's say the thing that all the region is talking about, and even the world presentation was a few months ago at the MIPIM, is Belgrade on the Water project. I believe that we would need one more conference to explain and talk about everything regarding that project, but we will be happy after this session or at our Belgrade stand and Serbian stand in the hall to talk and to explain and to talk with you about things that may interest you.